should be very proud of us that we didn't hello at all during the letter.
I'm pretty sure there was at least one point in which
I was gonna say that you freaking remember.
I'm pretty sure that has been done at least like 2 times every single series in this.
You literally cannot help but whoa at least 3 times per week.
That's fair.
And it's only when it doesn't make sense. It's in the middle of a conversation that's just like, yeah, man, I can't believe she died. We didn't have anything to do about it. It's just we don't have the money for the coffin or no. Oh, whoa. Like, what? It's really inappropriate.
Guys, my ankle is asleep and it really fucking hurts.
Hey guys, welcome back to 4pixels.
Oh shit!
How you doing? I'm all by myself. So yeah, I'm gonna be continuing the series by myself.
I didn't know you pushed the button. Oh man, how many licks? She said 3, right? Crunch.
Hello, Coco.
Hello. February 25. I am breaking up with everyone at 2:21 p.m. Courtroom number 9.
No. And it was in the worst courtroom too. Rumble, rumble, rumble.
Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana? Sky, please take the stand.
Give Lana the OO voice. Just do it once.
I think Coco might burst into flames.
I know. It'd be really interesting. There's gotta be a world record there. Ms. Lana Sky, you are the brief prosecutor.
Yes, the brief prosecutor.
That's.
I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Yeah!
You already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years.
No, that's just the whole fucking episode. We're done here.
So
even dots like don't.
Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky.
Whoopsies.
Whoopsies.
And remember, you're under oath. We want to hear the truth.
Of course. The truth.
Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
Yeah, no shit.
That's scientifically true.
Aww, cute.
Oh, science.
Oh, inevitabilities.
Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us your relationship with Gan.
Everything hinges on your testimony.
Don't fuck it up!
Don't fuck it up! You're the only chance we have to get Gant.
First thing she says, I did it. Damn it! Oh no!
Gant in the fabrication.
I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma.
That just sounds like a load of bullshit, but
What's the point? We're already, like, waist deep.
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure.
But Lana! If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this.
And your boyfriend is safe.
That's
Not
what I've
an
been
asshole.
telling you from the beginning.
Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
But what if she's telling the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister.
How are you psychic?
Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside.
Also the glasses.
Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Oh!
Oh my god!
Okay, Emma, you need to stop listening to your sister's My Chemical Romance CDs.
Coco is Lana's spirit animal? Seething? And rage?
Disney's Coco.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, and you.
We're never getting invited back.
Never.
Alright, P-Honix, you gotta say your line.
What? Oh, what now? Yeah. This is no time to start second guessing myself. I had several days of trial before this to do that.
The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
I worked alongside Gant for years.
Okay, like actual real question though, is it Gant or Gaunt?
I always thought it was Gant.
I'm gonna
Okay,
go
I
with
wasn't.
Gant because if they wanted to be gone, there would be a U in there.
Well, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was like solidified now that they've done the anime.
I mean, his name would be completely different in the anime.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, well, because I think... Doesn't the A have an ah sound anyways in Japanese, so...
Yeah, they don't have like that sharp A. Well, they probably do, I don't fucking remember, I'm really tired.
Brandon, the old man.
It's not even that late, I'm just like really tired.
Now I'm
Onyx,
actually
go!
curious what his original name is.
Oh yeah,
How
I
many
guess...
years exactly?
Yeah, okay.
Ever since I made senior detective.
That's not a number.
Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years.
What? She's 29? As chief prosecutor.
I mean, we've got prosecutors at 17 years old. I mean, it's this.
Japanifornia is a wild place.
Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners.
Oh, really, Judge? Were they legendary?
I personally saw them testify in numerous cases.
I love it. This is the best. She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia.
Oh, his name actually is similar. It's Ganto Kaiji.
What now?
Ganto Kaiji.
Oh, okay.
Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why. There's no truth to this blackmail theory.
Why you always lying?
I forgot
Why
this.
the fuck you lying?
I forgot there was a guy named Dustin Prince.
Yeah.
What?
God, the names are so fucking good.
That's awesome. But think about it, Miss Sky.
Hmm?
You didn't murder Detective Goodman.
There's one character who has like this giant nose, and he's called Luke Atomy.
Oh, God, that's good.
I love
Also, I would name a Star Wars character that.
Oh shit, you're right. That would be super good. You told me just as much yesterday in jail.
You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright?
Lana, I'm stupid.
Yes, you are. Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife.
You stabbed him with a letter opener.
And I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself.
Did you do so to help your sister? You know, little sibling relationship, sibling rivalry.
Joe Doc was a serial killer.
That's not what I fucking asked.
I'm ignoring what you ask 'cause it's dumb. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life.
What, you like the death? Because, like, she wouldn't have had a life to ruin. She would have just been done. Just saying.
You don't know how Japan works, Mr. Wright.
Ghosts everywhere.
Ghosts everywhere.
Just you wait.
Haunted as
For, like, what was, like, the third game? Whatever. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything.
That's not the point.
Hey.
He was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him.
Lana. So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago.
When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene.
You said you did this all by yourself?
Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken Prosecutor Award knife was stuck in the victim's body.
What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident.
That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement.
You can row that boat as much as you want, but it's pretty much filled with water at this point. You're going down. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark?
Something like that.
If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife.
Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
All just to protect me.
I don't think it's only just to protect you, sweetie.
So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body.
Girl, what do you bench?
But why? Why would you? Oh! Time's crazy. Why would you do that?
You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders.
My head isn't that bad. But maybe I ought to ask for the sake of others. Doesn't matter what order we do them in.
There's only one that, like, gives progress.
I mean, I would personally want to ask why you moved the body, but that's probably not what we ask. I don't fucking know. It's a crapshoot.
A creep shoot? You go down one end and you get creeps?
Oh.
When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk.
But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there?
The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. the reason Miss Sky moved the body.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
Pieces of the jar? You mean...
Yes, that wretched jar Mr. Wright showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body.
So, when you first found the body, the jar was already...
Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what had happened. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle.
I see.
Then how would he have been able to write the name on it? What's the matter, Emma?
Apparently, the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there is more to it than that.
There must be a contradiction here somewhere.
Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. Do you get it, Mr. Wright? My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma.
So you rearranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer?
How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period. Fucking murder you.
Are you so desperate to hide that fact?
Hold on. If
You're
you
willing
wanted to
to-
make sure I'm really, really dead so we don't have to do another case that you just say you did do and didn't do, I don't...
You're willing to risk the death sentence?
She's lying. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened.
In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions.
You could testify that gas the one who friggin' killed him. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself.
There's no way she could have done it alone.
I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction.
This is the statement. And you guys kind of already said it, or started on it.
Was the how would the jar have already been broken before he could write the name on it thing?
Believe so, yep.
Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene when Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been useless. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction with your testimony.
A contradiction in my testimony?
You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan."
That's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on the jar with the victim's blood.
Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died.
Ah,
couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar.
Rubble, he could have just tried really hard, Rubble.
Order! Order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here.
Something critical? Like a critical role?
Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed.
What?
Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece it together, the information, to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
I feel like that sprite is how Coco feels towards us. Through a solid 80% of this LP.
No comment. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was dark in the room, and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
Oh. Okay. Screen kind of froze up for a second. You mean you were the one who wiped away this message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time.
She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar.
So, the jar was already broken?
It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
It certainly looks as feeble in the defense's case.
Thanks, Judge. But not as feeble as the judge's judgment.
The shade.
You are an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces?
Normally I would have. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out.
So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar?
No, if I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust.
Well, that helps my case.
Lana, you do that for me?
Don't be impressed by that. It seems you two might make up yet.
Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was.
If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry.
I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came in.
This is rather shocking.
To be safe, I wiped away the blood.
I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened.
What do you mean?
If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood.
What else could I have done in that situation?
Lana.
I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all.
But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office.
A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me.
Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go.
Alright.
Did you read that? No. It's a shame we can't go back. But that definitely said, even I carry my bottle.
Maya in a bottle!
Maya in a bottle!
Maya in a bottle.
For all your spirit channeling needs. I never miss anything. I got every last piece.
The spritzer on the crime scene and you'll reveal everything.
All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
So you illegally rearranged the crime scene? We didn't totally just talk about this like 7 times?
Yes, I don't have any excuse for my actions.
I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time.
Fucking Brandon just yawned through the sibling reveal, like, oh, this is
Yeah, my man! I tried to stop it, but I couldn't. It's too powerful. I'm weak.
It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident.
No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office.
More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony.
Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. I was gonna say, wasn't one of the ones not wiped off? Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of.
What?
We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe.
In the chief's safe? But how?
Were you not sitting in the defendant's chair while we were questioning him?
I was sleeping. I was tired.
I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. If there was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them.
I fucked that entire line up.
Yes. Which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene.
Bum, bum, bum.
Chief Gant got there before you.
And with that, we will end this episode right here. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you next time.
Bye. I was joking. This is a 3-parter. It's just one big episode.
Listen closely if you would. That soft, fleeting sound that could only be a young girl singing. Can you hear it?
La-di-da-di-da! La 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 la.
The girl you see, cheerfully picking crimson roses and singing like a songbird, was called Nellie. Though young, she sang with elegance. Nellie was deeply fond of the house's garden, and she would often spend her afternoons there. Gorgeous roses gathered from all across the world bloomed in the garden. They were given the utmost care and even had their thorns removed. So young Nellie would not hurt herself, naturally. The light brown-haired girl carefully plucked petals from the roses, gathering them up as she sang.